All right, here we are. This is the Wrestling Matters podcast. I'm your host, Juwan the Don, and today we have a very special guest on episode 12, and that's Cheaney Schoeff. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Cheaney.
Well, as you just heard, my name is Cheaney Schoeff. I'm a two-time state runner-up. 2 years ago, came runner-up to Alex Cotty. Last year, came runner-up to Zeke Seltzer, and then this year came in third to the same guy, Zeke, in the semifinals. The draw gods were not on my side this year.
Right. Run into a lot of D1 wrestlers, and I hear that you are one yourself as well. And I heard that you're committed to NC State. Is that correct?
That is true. I am. I over the summer was getting pushed by a lot of people, a lot of talking, and I finally went out for one of my officials out to North Carolina State with Coach Pop and his whole crew. And man, it's just different. They have a completely different culture, different mindset. They the thing with them is that what sold me is their brotherhood basically, and how they like to train.
You have to be like that and have those right values. So that's good to know. I was going to
Yeah.
ask you too. What do you think separates yourself? What do you think characteristics makes you
Um,
able to be a top guy? Because I see here, as we have on the bottom of the screen, you're listed as the number 80 overall recruit in the class of 2023 in the country. So what do you think it makes you a top 100 guy?
I would say what sets me apart and what I like to think about myself as is that I like to I think character to me is the most important thing, and I think that I might not have the same athletic ability, but I'm not like a top 10 recruit in the nation on people's radars. But what I do have is a good mentality and and a good drive. It's
Wow.
I'm one of those that you hear my name, but you don't think of like state champ yet. Like people always have Zeke there, or they have a Cotty there, or you have a Jesse Mendez there, and then I'm usually that second guy there. But that's what drives me, and people don't give me the credit I think, and that drives me more, and that pushes me more to be even better. And schools like North Carolina State, that's what they want. They sometimes they don't go after the biggest names because those guys aren't the guys that in college are going to be able to push themselves and are going to be able to have themselves motivated enough to get even better. They think they're good enough. But when I go out there and when I go out and train anywhere, I like to push myself to the the limits.
Right, because adversity and motivation are important parts of the sport. You know, if you're expected to win and you win, you can kind of lose perspective. But as long as you're still chipping away towards the top and you have that chip on your shoulder, you still have room to grow. And I've always looked at you as like a state champ, top level recruit. Um, like you said, you might not be the best athlete at the weight, but you're going to one of the hardest workers. And I've been impressed with some of your scrambling and, like you said, the mentality. Because when you really evaluate the sport, you can almost tell a guy's mentality when you see him wrestle. And I could
Hmm.
always tell about you and Pat Pop. I mean, he's a genius. He knows what he's doing over there. So he definitely got a good one. And I think that character is definitely a testament that would explain a lot when I would see you as a recruit. Definitely,
Hmm.
that's nice, nice. So what are your goals for this summer coming into
Uh,
next year? How do you feel?
so yeah, sorry.
You all
This
right?
summer, my plan is to go out and train as much as I can out at Raleigh, pop in for a couple tournaments, but mostly get a lot bigger and stronger. So I've been a guy that's all about cutting, and it really has worn down on my body a little bit. I will not lie. I really haven't been able to get that much stronger. But wrestling in those rooms, like when I was going over this summer, I was wrestling guys like Devin Schroeder, Brock Hutkins,
Wow.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, Mason or not Mason Miranda, Jacob Moran, all those guys, IE Purdue,
Yeah.
and whenever I wrestled them, I could handle myself like on my feet, and like technique wise, I'm up there with some of the best I feel like already. But it's what set them apart from high school to college was definitely just the strength and the conditioning basically. So
Yep.
that's what I'm driving to push myself over the summer, and then I'm gonna go out to Raleigh, and I'm gonna train with guys like Jacob Camacho,
Nice.
Kai Margarini, and like
Yeah.
all those guys, the 25 to 41 pounders out there. And that's my plan.
Nice, nice. That sounds like a good plan. I always thought you seemed like you were probably cutting a lot of weight. Um, and I know guys do that. You know, sometimes you have a deep lineup or you have goals or certain things you're trying to do, so it makes sense. But for a guy like you know, who already is committed to a D1 university and and has their technique sharp, you might as well get stronger. You know,
Yeah,
your technique's there. You got to get strong. So, um, that's awesome. That's awesome, man.
yeah.
Moving forward, Cheaney, what would you say if you okay, here's a question we had for you. If you had to pick one uncommitted wrestler from Indiana to go to NC State too, who would it be?
Uncommitted, man. Um, well, if I had to choose anyone, this guy did commit yesterday. I would have gotten Newton Jones.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I would have
yeah.
gotten him.
Definitely, definitely.
That or
Oh, we lost you there for a second. Who was your second choice?
my second choice would probably be Ashton Jackson.
Cool, cool. Yeah, he's a beast. He's a
He
beast.
sure is.
I was looking at the national rankings and I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking, wow, they gotta slip him in there pretty
Yeah,
soon because he's legit. He's legit. And
yeah. He really is. He's there on that national level, and a lot of Indiana guys really don't get the credit I feel like we should, just from our whole single class thing. People, since we're not allowed to go outside the state during season, it kind of isolates us.
yeah, yeah. But it's one of those situations if you know, you know, because this is one of the tougher state tournaments because there's nowhere to hide, there's nowhere to really make a run unless you're gonna go through some top guys because it's pretty deep everywhere here. You know, at
Yeah.
least top 4 or 5 of every weight is
Hmm.
a pretty high level here. So yeah, it's definitely prepares you, I would say, for that college level. What would you say, as far as training wise? Would you say that club wrestling helped you, or would you say it was just your own work ethic, or what do you think drove you to that next level?
Yeah, so that's what I feel like put me to the next level of where I am right now. It was definitely I started off as a contenders kid, right? I'm not originally from Avon, so I was a Plainfield kid that used to go to
Right.
Avon Club originally, and then from there I started getting pretty decent. And then once I hit contenders, like growing up, that's when I just straight up. It was right around then that I got really pretty dang good. I was winning just about everything. Was a sixth grade year for me was real big. I won my first middle school state title, and then from there I just peaked and I just kept going higher and higher. And then recently, once you hit high school, I would say Red Cobra is the place to go. That or CIA.
Wow, that's awesome. Good to know. Good to know. Um, did you have any questions for me, Cheney?
Um, I'd say what do you think? What do you think about Indiana wrestling coming into college? Like all the recruits.
I'm definitely rooting for those guys. I think that they're well prepared. I think a lot of them transition well when I look at even a Nick Lee or a Chad Red or Lucas Davison. I look at a lot of guys. I think they transition well, and you know I'm definitely going to be rooting for you guys to be all Americans. I think that getting to the clubs are the club wrestling is important because you have to have that competitive nature. Because I think sometimes when guys go to a D1 room, it can be tough on them if they're getting beat up and they're not used to that. So I think it's important to seek out competition. But I think this is one of the best states. I would say somewhere between the top 5 and top 10 when it comes to panning out talent to college. So I think that there's a lot of diamonds in the rough, and then I see guys doing well on the Division 3, Division 2, and NAIA level as well. So yeah, I think Mendez will probably be a national champ. I could see Zeke being a multiple time All American. I could see you being an All American. I see a lot of guys that have potential for sure. See if we can get Cheaney back. We lost him off the stream there. But yeah, that was good talking Cheaney Schoeff. He's a junior, a 3-time semifinalist in Indiana, 2-time state runner-up, third just 2 weeks ago here in Indiana. He's ran into Zeke Seltzer twice, he said, and Cotty. And he'll be looking to get his first state title next year as a senior. And then once again, he's committed to NC State, the number 80 overall recruit in the class of 2023. And, we definitely appreciate him for coming on to the show for episode 12, the Wrestling Matters podcast. While we're here, I'll go ahead and show. Here are the IHSAA Indiana State champions this year from Indiana. And at 106, we have Jake Hockaday, who he had talked about on a prior episode as the favorite to win 106. He's ranked in the country there, somewhere in the top 15, depending on the publication. And he's looking like, depending on how big he gets and how everything falls, he could be a potential 4-time state champ. Now it's early, and he's had some losses in state, but we'll see. Shout out to Jake Hockaday and the Brownsburg team. They're doing their thing. At 113, the state champ was the aforementioned Ashton Jackson, who is a 2-time state champ, and he was an undefeated 50-0 this year. And I imagine he's a Division I 125 pounder. We'll see what weight he goes next year. He'll be looking to be a 3-time state champ next year. At 120, it was Kyrell Levell, Showtime Rello, state champ. He was third as a freshman and fell to the aforementioned Alex Cotty, 5-4 in the semis as a freshman. And this year, he wins it. He takes a loss at semi-state to Toby Billerman from Perry Meridian. He redeems the loss, comes out firing in the state finals, gets it done. And he's a sophomore. And he's actually in the honorable mention in the national rankings. And he's right there on the fringe to be ranked in the country. So at 126, the state champ here is Logan Frazier after placing third and second. And I believe his freshman year, he lost to Cheaney Schoeff, who we had on the episode today, in the high school state semifinals when he placed third, and then he got second, and then I believe he lost to Sergio Lemley last year, and then this year he's able to win it all at 126, taking out Joey Butler in the finals. At 132, Zeke Seltzer gets the job done, and he completes the mission as a 3-time state champ. He's, I believe they said, the 22nd person to be a 4-time state finalist. Rare air, great company to be in. 3-time state champ, 1-time runner-up, headed to Missouri. And he put on a great show and had a great career. Good luck to him at Missouri. And that is actually who took out Cheaney Schoeff, who was on the episode today, in the semis. At 138, Jesse Mendez solidified himself as one of the greatest wrestlers ever in Indiana. He's a 4-time state champ. He's going to be wrestling at The Ohio State University next year, and he's looking to be a great one. At 145, you have Hayden Watson, who has a 3, a 2, and then caps it off his career with a first placing. And he's going to be wrestling Division I at the Citadel. At 152, you have Sam Goen, who's an undefeated state champ this year as a junior for Crown Point. And he's in the honorable mention in the fringe of the rankings. At 160, you have Jay Conway, two-time state champ, undefeated. He's committed to wrestle at Missouri, and I believe he's ranked somewhere between 19th and 21st in the country, depending on the publication. At 170, you have Brody Bowman, undefeated state champ, two-time back-to-back state champ who's committed to Purdue. He had a great season and was dominant. At 182, it's Drake Buchanan, ranked number 23 in the country. After finishing a runner-up a year ago, he stamps off his career with a state title in Indiana, and he'll go wrestle at the Air Force next year. At 195, it was Gabe Solers. Gabe Solers from Evansville, Mater Dei, capped off his career as a two-time state champ. He will wrestle at Indiana University. He had a great career, and hopefully he's a major asset to the Hoosiers. At 220, the state champ was Christian Carroll, the number one overall 220-pounder in the country, who's committed to the University of Pennsylvania. This was his first time wrestling in high school as a junior, and he was able to go undefeated and win it all. Although he was tested, I believe he had a decent match with Critchfield and Juan Grange. Had valiant efforts taking on the challenge, but Christian Carroll prevailed, and that's why he's number one. At 285, it's Marshall Fishback of the Rochester Zebras, who is a third-year wrestler, went from sectional to ticket round to state champ. Coached by Clint Guard. Nice program they have going over there. Fishback took out Platinov of Westfield in the finals. And those are all for the state champs this year in Indiana. And that is that. Also, that's going to cover it for high school wrestling today. I want to briefly go over the pre-seeds for the Big Ten wrestling are out. I just want to go over, just want to tell you guys my predictions for each weight and I'm going to tell you guys the pre-seeds if you don't have them. At 125, the number one seed is Nick Siriano of Michigan. The 2 seed is Drew Hildebrandt. He should see we'll see actually. The 3 seed is Eric Barnett from Wisconsin. The 4 seed is Malik Heinzelman of Ohio State. 5 seed Devin Schroeder of Purdue. The 6 seed is Drake Ayala of Iowa. The 7 seed is Michael DiAugustino. The 8 seed is Patrick McKee. 9 seed Dylan Shaver. 10 seed Justin Cardani. 11 seed Tristan Lujan. 12 seed Jacob Moran. I think Nick Siriano runs the table here. Watch out for Drew Hildebrandt. He'll keep it close, but I don't think he has enough offense for Siriano. At 133, Roman Bravo Young, Austin DeSanto, Lucas Bird, Rayvon Foley, Dylan Ragusin, Brock Hudkins. Brock, I would look out for Hudkins and Foley, dangerous wrestlers, streaky wrestlers. But this looks like RBY to repeat as a Big Ten champion. At 141, Nick Lee has never won a Big Ten title, but he is the defending undefeated national champion. Will he get his first Big Ten title this weekend? I don't know. We'll have to see. He's the 1 seed. The 2 seed is Jaden Ironman. The 3 seed is Sebastian Rivera, and the 4 seed is Chad Red. Notable is Michich is the 6th seed here. Dylan D'Amelio, the 7th. And All-American Dylan Duncan is the 9th. Why that is of note is The Big Ten only got 7 allocations at 141. So Chad Red and Micic didn't earn an allocation for the Big Ten at 141. So only 7 guys get out. And I don't think Micic has enough matches to get in at an at-large bid, but I think he places top 7 here and he'll be fine. But I think a lot of people worry about Micic, but I think Micic he'll come along. We'll see. I think Chad Red is a potential landmine here. He's been wrestling well. His matches with Ironman and Nick Lee were pretty competitive and closer than they have been lately. So I don't know. Watch out for him. He's dangerous in this time of year in March. At 149, the 1 seed is Sammy Sasso, 2 seed Austin Gomez from Wisconsin. The 3 is Ridge Lovett from Nebraska, and the 4 is Max Mirren from Iowa. Number 5 seed Yaya Thomas, 6 seed Mike Van Brill, 7 Bo Bartlett. Give me Sasso in a major way. We'll see how it goes though. 157, it goes Ryan Deacon. Next topic. No, I won't do that, guys. The 2 seed is Caleb Young. The 3 seed is Will Luan. The 4 seed is Kendall Coleman. The 5 seed is Peyton Robb. The 6 seed is Chase Aldate. The 7 seed is Garrett Model. I won't go any further. Give me Ryan Deacon. Give me Ryan Deacon there. At 165, things get interesting. The 1 seed is Carson Karchula. The 2 seed is Alex Marinelli. The 3 seed is Dean Hamidi. So we'll get a rematch of Dean Hamidi and Marinelli in the semis. Winner gets Karchula. If Marinelli wins, he gets a rematch against Karchula. I was there for that match. If you guys have me on the Instagram for the Wrestling Matters podcast, then you would have saw a little bit of clips of that match because we were there, and I took a little bit of recording, went live on Instagram during that match, and that's a great potential rematch in the Big Ten Finals, and who knows, maybe even the NCAAs. But first, Marinelli will have to get through Dean Hamidi. Karchula, the 4 seed here is Amin. I think Karchula will have a pretty decently easy route to the finals. And then we'll see if we get a Karchula-Hamidi match or if we get a rematch of Marinelli and Karchula. At 174, the 1 seed is Carter Starachi. The 2 seed is Logan Massa. The 3 seed is Mikey Labriola. The 4 seed is Kimmerer. The 5 seed is Ethan Smith. That's crazy. Ethan Smith was 5th at Nationals last year, and he's the 5 seed here, and he hasn't had a bad year. Testament how tough the Big Ten is. We got Kimmerer, who was the Big Ten champ and national runner-up last year, is the 4 seed, and he'll see Carter Starachi in the semis. So I don't know what to make of 174. Oh, it's my job. I have to make a prediction. Give me Starachi. I got it pretty chalk here. Kimmerer will get 3rd. Should get his rematch with Labriola there. 184, Aaron Brooks, Miles Amin, Caleb Romero, Taylor Vins, Abe Assad. Lane Malchewski, Michigan State, John Posnansky, Rutgers. Number 8, Kyle Cochran. Number 9, DJ Washington. Number 10, Isaiah Salazar. Number 11, Chris Weiler. Number 12, Zach Bronigal. Number 13, Max Lyon. Number 14, Jack Justin. That weight is ridiculously deep. 184 is deep. Don't sleep on Romero here, guys. His match with Amin, I believe, went to sudden victory, and they'll hit in the semis. Winner gets Aaron Brooks. So give me AB all day. Give me Aaron Brooks there. 197, the 1 seed is Eric Schultz. 2 seed Max Dean. 3 seed Cam Caffey. 4 seed Jacob Warner. 5 seed Pat Bruckey. 6 seed Thomas Panola from Purdue. 7 seed Greg Bulsack. 8 seed Braxton Amos. 9 seed Gavin Hoffman. 10 seed Andrew Davison. 11 seed Jaron Smith. 12 seed Mikhail Foy. 13 seed Nick Wilhelm, 14 seed Matt Robluski. I don't know what to make of 197. Max Dean and Cam Caffey in the semis. Oof, I don't know what to think here. Give me Schultz. He won't get upset until NCAA's. 285, Gable Stevenson. Next topic. No, I won't do that, guys. 2 seed Tony Cassiope. 3 seed Greg Kirkvliet. 4 seed Mason Paris. 5 seed Lucas Davison. 6 seed Christian Lance. 7 seed Trent Hilger. 8 seed Tate Orndorff. This is the Gable show. He'll wrestle Paris in the semis for a change. Cassiope and Kirkvliet. Kirkvliet will get a rematch and a chance to redeem himself against Cassiope, but it looks to be Cassiope versus Gable. Give me Gable Stevenson in a major way. Those are your pre-seeds for the Big Ten Conference that'll be held this weekend, and you can watch that on the Big Ten Network, or in some of those rounds will be on the Big Ten Plus app. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the Wrestling Matters podcast. I am your host, Jawan the Don, and this is episode 12 featuring Cheaney Schoeff, who was with us earlier, and we went over the state of Indiana and their champs, and then we covered a little bit of the pre-seeds for the Big Tens. So thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, appreciate you guys. Follow us on Instagram and subscribe to us on YouTube. And thank you guys. That's all.